mentally, it's fucking very tough. It's hard to sit there and think about it. He talks about me never getting a shot at that title again. What happens if I become mandatory? You feel the thought of your arm not being raised. It makes me realise how lucky I am. Yeah, December 10th. That day's gonna stick in mind now, isn't it? As a sore point. No, it's one of them. You can't dwell on it. Can't dwell on it. What's happened has happened. Obviously, initial thoughts after. Absolutely devastated. All the things that we've worked towards, you know, becoming world champion again, and being in position to get the UB unification fights, it all gone pissing in the wind. And I'd said that prior to it. I knew that if I wasn't going to come through the fight successful, that, you know, all the unification fights going to go missing. And even though I thought I'd done enough to have my arm raised at the end of the fight, I knew that if I'd been a little bit faster in the early stages, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. We'd worked on so much of, you know, countering and being quick on the response, because we knew he starts fast and he throws punches from weird angles. But I think I was a little bit apprehensive in them open rounds, a little bit too much, a little bit too defensive, and it wasn't until like round 5, round 6 that I started to force the fight. I mean, there were some rounds when I was hardly throwing my jab. I know that if I had another go at him, then the fight would be fucking my hands down. Yeah, it's a little bit of annoyance. You know, he's got himself into a mandatory position, so full respect to him as a challenger coming in. You know, not too much in terms of bad words said to each other in the build-up. You know, we had the fight. In the first half of the fight, we were confident, and he were trying to goad me and get under my skin, and he were like, "Come on, let's fight." And then as I did start to get into him, all he was doing was moaning and carrying on, and inside he were complaining to the referee. His coach, after the final bell, came over and said, "Hey man, you're a dirty fighter. You're a dirty fighter." I said, "What do you mean? You in the back of the head? Like when we're inside and I'm throwing hooks and stuff like that, if he's turning, then, you know, punches are gonna go around back, like not land exactly flush on the face." He talks about me never getting a shot at that title again. What happens if I become mandatory? You know, I could easily get into a final eliminator position, then he'd have to fight me. What's he gonna do? Vacate the belt so he don't have to fight me? You know, I think he knows that if I would skate on again, then it'd be a completely different outcome. It's a bit of an interesting position to be in, this one. Like I say, there's what is next, and I think we all knew that there'd have potentially been a unification fight on the loom and we come out victorious. Lee Wood is fighting Lara. You know, I think the interest would have been massive on that. I still think it is massive. Obviously, I've got history with Lara, and with Lee Wood being a domestic fighter as well. You know, and it's a big domestic fight, me and him. That still is potentially a big fight, and I'd love to have the winner of either one of them. You know, a Lara Warrington 3 or Wood Warrington. It'd be a brilliant fight. It's a stadium fight, either one of them. I kind of felt like I spoiled the party a bit with everyone else, because it seemed that on the Monday Leo Santa Cruz vacated his title. I've heard that Ray Vargas is about to vacate his title and step up weights, and Navarrete is about to go in a fight at super feather as well. So, you know, in the same breath, it opens up options. You know, if them titles become vacant, then, you know, there's going to be 2 fighters consistent for them. And obviously, there's always the option of, like I say, getting myself into manager position. You know, fighting a final eliminator and becoming manager for the IBF again. You feel the thought of your arm not being raised. You know, someone else walking away victorious. You know, and I'm sure that I speak for many fighters. It's not the thing of being hurt or you know, walking away with broken jaws. You don't fear that. It's the thought of letting people down. You know, they've paid the money to come support you, and they believe in you, and it's you not delivering and all the things that you've said. The first time round was tough because obviously I took a beating for 9 rounds, but maybe a bit of a wake-up call. But this one was tough because of what could have been. You know, it's fine margins, isn't it? Mentally, it's fucking very tough. It's hard to sit there and think about it. You know, there's moments when you're distracted with family and, you know, your friends and your missus, and you know, it takes your mind off it. But then when you're in bed and it's just you and your thoughts, then that's when it's really hard. You know, I kind of give myself a bit of a wake-up call, like, it's coming up to Christmas. It's not fair that your kids suffer or your family suffers just because, you know, what's happened. So you know, you're still living, you're still breathing. You know, the kids aren't going to be kids forever, and you've got to. I'm sure any parent will know that you've got to enjoy them moments because they're precious. Also, I put a picture out of me and the girls because, you know, when I got home on the Sunday, they come in and as though they knew something was wrong again. They just come in and embrace the cuddle and like, daddy's home, and, you know, just cuddled into them, and they held on. Normally they want to just hold you and run off and play, but they held on for such a long time, and it were yes, special little moments. Ash just got a phone out and took a picture, but the support's been bang on. It's been absolutely fantastic. People have constantly been saying, "You aren't quitting yet, Josh, are you? You're not retiring yet. We're still with you. You know, we're still ready to go to America with you. Still ready to follow you wherever." And you know, that's reassuring. You know, it is reassuring, and also it makes me realise how lucky I am. There's the support that we do have behind us. I mean, some people jump on board because, and not just talking about myself, about other fighters because of the hype and stuff like that, but those who follow me are so loyal, and it really is one of a kind. My nickname's Leeds Warrior. I've always, you know, followed my home city's football club, and that's it. But I also do appreciate the support what comes from, you know, either Scotland or from down south or wherever. I'm very, very appreciative of it. So, you know, I know it's all associated with Leeds, but you know, if you're not from Leeds, don't think that I'm not having you on board. You know, I'm proud to represent the UK as well.
So Josh, obviously you've had a bit of time after the fight, and just want it from your mouth that you're not retired and that the journey's going to go on.
The journey is going to go on. The journey is going to go on, Charlie. I haven't seen too much because I'm, you know, out of choice decided not to read them, or haven't read them. But some people have said to me, you know, the perception that you're done, you're finished, you're retired. You need to retire. You've had some good years, but listen, there's plenty left in the tank. We're going to be backs against the walls again. People are going to be writing us off and say that we're finished, and maybe it might open more opportunities, but we're far from done. And you know, it's funny how it works in sport of boxing. It's not over. So and I can't fucking bow out like that anyway. We'll be back, and the journey does continue into sunset. We will be back.